Welcome back.
Oh, yeah, man. How you doing? You good?
YouTube, it's your girl Mimi, and I'm back with another video. I said I was gonna try to get better. I've been telling y'all that like 1,500 times that I'm gonna do better with uploading, cause I've been getting so bored. So this video right here, though, as you can tell by the title, is the truth on what happened with Prime Inc. Why I left a third time. This was my third time leaving Prime Inc. The first two times, I ain't gonna lie, I left the first two times. The first time I left because I wanted to be home more. I had to remember. I left because I wanted to be home more, so I thought I was gonna find another. Well, I did find another position with another company that technically I would have been home more, but I didn't really like their style. And my husband, well, we weren't married at the time, but he wanted to get his CDL. So I was like, oh shoot, that would be cool if I trained you and we ride together and go and pocket that money. So that's what we ended up doing. I called my fleet manager back. I wasn't gone for Prime for like, let's see, I was only gone for Prime the first time. It wasn't even a month. It was like 2 weeks. And so my fleet manager, he hit me. I know I hit him. I said, look, I want to come back and I want to train my boyfriend. We were just boyfriend and girlfriend at the time. And he was like, okay, cool. He told me I wouldn't have to go back through the training process and orientation and all that stuff because it haven't been 30 days. If it would have been 30 days, then I would have had to go through the whole thingamajig all over again. But we ended up going back to Prime. My husband, but boyfriend at the time, he ended up, having to do orientation. I did the training. We stayed out for 2 weeks. I was running him like crazy. When I tell you he did such a good job in the PSD phase. For those of you who don't know, Prime got two training categories. The PSD, which is before you get your CDL, so you learning pretty much about the truck, the ins and outs of it, your first time being in the truck, you're just learning about the truck, whatever. So you're not really staying out that long. And your trainer's supposed to be up the entire time. So my husband, we was only going for 2 weeks doing PSD. Because I told him, I said, look, if we get in the truck, I'm serious. Like, I'm not going to be out there wasting my time, not making no money, trying to get you to train. You got to keep taking it 2 or 3, 4, 5 times. Nah. So you're going to pass the first time. And stayed out for 2 weeks. He learned everything he needed to learn about the truck. Then came back on the road. We came back to the terminal. I taught him the maneuvers. It didn't take him long to grasp the maneuvers. As I'm telling you, it was like, I was not playing. So he grasped the maneuvers. I told my dispatcher, I said, look, he ready for his test. You sure? It ain't even that long. I said, look, trust me. He's ready for his test. I know me. And I know how, and I don't like people driving me no way. So for me to have you to be okay with letting him get on my truck and, driving me and stuff, I knew I was going to work him like crazy. So I'm back. Sorry about that. So, he passed the test the first time. We left. As soon as he passed the test, I'm ready for a load. We can hit the road. Now, everything was going good. It was nothing that Prime did that I didn't like. Besides the infamous, that every trucker know about, weekend dispatch or night dispatch. Anybody that's not your dispatcher, okay? So, I was having trouble with this particular dispatcher, which is the one that I was having trouble with when I was by myself the first time. when I before my husband came on to train. So we was doing this route from New York to somewhere, I don't remember, but it was a really nice route. And honestly, when we left, we didn't have any intentions on leaving. We was in the process, the house, okay, let me slow down. So our house was in the process of being finished. So we had to keep coming off the road, trying to make sure, just in case paperwork had to be signed, and then they'll, oh no, we're not ready yet. We thought we was gonna be ready, but so, and it was just taking up too much. It was taking up too much time off and on the road. So I was like, you know what? Instead of doing all this back and forth, because it's making me look like I'm lying, because you just told me you got to go home this week to sign the papers. Now you telling me again you got to be back to sign the papers when it ain't that much papers in the world to sign. But I was going by what was being told to me. This was my first time purchasing a house, building a house, getting property. This was like, this whole house phase was my first time. So I ain't know. I'm going by what they were telling me, and I was just relaying the message. So when we went home to sign some more documents. They was telling us, okay, we at the home stretch, we almost done with. So while we're at home, on home time, the weekend dispatcher, not gonna say his name, but the weekend dispatcher, he hits my husband up. This is the same guy I've been having issues with. He hits my husband up and he says, when are you planning on coming back on the road? Because you can't stay out that long. You're a student. I felt disrespected, because why would you reach out to my student? And he's not the main driver or the trainer. He didn't reach out to me at all. And I was sitting there waiting to see if he was going to reach out to me. He never reached out to me. So that made me leave. It had nothing to do with my dispatcher. Neither times of me leaving, those first 2 times, had nothing to do with my dispatcher. Company, I enjoyed driving company. I enjoyed everything, the benefits. It was way more laid back, way more patient to me than lease. Now, we took the truck back that Saturday. Bob tilled all the way from Alabama to Springfield, Missouri, and took them their truck back. We sure did. Because I felt very disrespected. I felt like that was unnecessary and uncalled for. So, fast forward, I decide I want to come back to Prime. Let's see how this go. Now I hit up my dispatcher. He said, of course, but we need to talk first, because I need to know what's going on, why you left. So we talked. Cool. Then he tells me, I'm not, because I asked him, I said, can I get back on my route, my regular General Mills account, my Tennessee to Michigan? He was like, yeah. He was like, yeah, of course. And then he's like, well, I'm a lease dispatcher now, so. And I've never, from the moment that I stepped foot on Prime's parking lot, I never was a fan of the lease side. Never. I don't agree with paying for something that you don't get in the end. I just don't agree with that. That's not my thing. But hey, there's you. But because I trusted my dispatcher so much. We had already had a rapport. We had a bond. He knew how I communicated. He knew how I got down. I knew how he got down. So we kind of already, you know what I'm saying? He knew how I liked to run. I knew how he liked to throw lows. Like we were just really, it was really good when we were company. When I switched over to lease, thinking we're going to have that same rapport, I don't know. I think it was too much. I think because I came in, like I said, I didn't like lease at all. I came in, but I had to, okay, I'm going to let it go. We're going to try this out. We're going to see how it go. Because I trusted him, whatever. When I first came, when I came back, because I was gone for a year, I haven't driven a truck in a year. So they had to make me, safety made me go back through a refreshers course, which was, I had to do like 20,000 miles or so. So once I finished my refreshers course, I had to go and get my truck. I didn't know. So the person, the lady truck that I was on, her dispatcher was telling me something completely different than what my dispatcher said. My dispatcher only told me, let me know when you're done with the 20,000. We're going to go and get this truck. Her dispatcher was like, we got to send you to Utah so you can go get a truck, but I can't put you in a rental car because we don't do rental cars. That's a lie. But he was telling me we don't do rental cars and so I'm going to have to find you a driver to take you up there. So I said, okay, cool. If we have to go to Utah and if I have to drive, I need to get paid. Well, that's up to whoever truck you get on. I can't guarantee that you'll get paid. I said, well, you might as well not find me nobody truck to get on. Because if they have me drive at all, I want to get paid. Plain and simple. And I felt like I really felt like I was being very rational, because my whole mindset of coming back was, Miracle, just be cool, don't go off about everything, relax. Be cool, be chill. Don't run off your emotions. That was my whole mindset. I felt like this time around, it didn't, no. It didn't, no. So after I, he didn't tell me why I had to go to Utah. He just made it seem like there was no trucks here. I didn't know in order for me to get back on my regular route, that I would have to get a lightweight. I didn't know that. He was just making it seem like, oh, you got to go to Utah. They sending you to Utah so we can get a truck. That's all he was saying. And when I was asking questions, he acted like I was annoying him. So I just left him alone. I'm like, look, yeah, we can't communicate, brother. Like, so I go out and pick out a truck, right? Found this beautiful truck. I'm going to put it on here. And I find out after I, do my inspection. I kept it for like 2 days or so. Did my inspection. And I said, I want to go ahead and get this truck so I get on the road. So she was like, okay, I asked for the maintenance records, the maintenance sheet on it. And she gave me the maintenance records. And she was like, oh, you're supposed to go pick up a lightweight, and we don't have no lightweights here. I said, huh? She's like, yeah, it's saying lightweight only, and it won't let me assign you to this truck. So I said, that's weird. So I hit up my dispatcher. And he's like, in order for you to get back on the account, that's when I found out, in order for you to get back on the account, you gotta have lightweight. I'm like, what? I already done inspected this truck. Let's just go and do it. It didn't have much longer on the contract either. So I was like, let me just run this contract out and then I'll jump in the lightweight. Boom. He said, cool. So we end up getting this truck. Oh, guys, when I tell you this truck was a living hell, I'm not making it up. I mean, and it was not like that when I first got it. When I first got it, it was smooth sailing. But for some reason, like, I'll probably say 2 weeks or a week and a half after I got it, everything started popping up with the truck. And I did a thorough inspection, So it started popping up with, first it was saying my brakes and my sensor, my ABS, cruise control was cutting. Like, it was just crazy, right? So we took it to Missouri. We got a load going to Missouri to the Freightliner dealership by the terminal. And so we took it there. They did some rewiring and all that stuff, fixed it. And then I took it out on the road. 2 days after it got out the shop, it does the exact same thing. Cruise control, ABS, all this and that, right? So I tell my dispatcher, I said, the truck doing it again, like it's cutting up. I can't remember exactly where we were, but we was cruising. Okay, so he was like, what? I said, yeah. So then I said, look, I'm just gonna cruise on right now, and if it get worse, then, because I was still in my 90 days. So when you get a truck, a used truck, when you lease a used truck, you have 90 days for you to get everything fixed that's wrong with this truck. Alignment, cruise control, the stuff that I was having. You have 90 days to get all that stuff fixed. So I was way before my 90 days. So I was like, look, let's just make some money. I could deal with not using the cruise control. Fine. So, no lie, y'all. We cruising. We making money. The truck completely, I had a load. I can't remember exactly where it was going. But my plan was, once I got to Georgia, I was going to keep rolling until the beginning of that next month so I could take some home time. That didn't get to happen. I had a load going to Georgia to McDowell. I'll be saying that state wrong. McDowell, that city road. It's McDonough, Georgia, whatever. 30 minutes from Forest Park. So smooth, cool little load. And then we had Josh hooked me up with another bad load right after it. Not bad like bad, but bad as in good. Like, he hooked me up with a real nice load right after that load. So I was like, dude, we getting it. But then the truck completely, when I was in Kentucky, I was finding me somewhere to park, and I'm on the highway, and it completely, like, all power, it loses all power. It started beeping, the red thing started pulling up, beep, beep, beep. That's all you heard, especially when I was stopped. Like, once I got it to like 5 miles per hour, stopping or something. Oh my gosh, I heard beep, 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 beep. And I couldn't use it had a key fob. Couldn't use my key fob, that stopped working. The windows wouldn't let up and down. I couldn't use the lock buttons. I had to manually do it. Y'all, it was so much. So then I hit road assist, and I was like, yo, I told him what was going on. So he told me, how about you cut the truck off for like 20 minutes or so, 15 to 20 minutes. I said, cool. I go grab me a bag, go jump in the shower while the truck is off. So I came back, at the truck back on. It's still doing the same thing. He's like, okay, we're gonna have to schedule I'm gonna have to schedule a appointment for the shop. And so he told me to go to the one in Atlanta. Y'all, long story short, the truck was down for 3 weeks. I'm not BSing y'all. I wouldn't do that. That truck was down for 3 weeks. I didn't make no money for 3 weeks. I'm sitting at the house. Now, let me say this. When I was on the road, when I first got back on the road, I was excited. I was excited. Yeah, let's do this. Let's go pick up. Yeah, I don't care. Let's go. Woo. I think once I sat at the house for 3 weeks, everything else started kicking in. I was like, shoot, I miss being at the house. I forgot how nice the house is. Oh, I forgot what it's like go to. What this, like, I forgot all about it. I forgot things about the house. So it started making me miss and enjoying being home. So they still could get the truck fixed, long story short. So they offered me a loaner truck. So I had to go check out the loaner truck, go back to Missouri. I rented a car, went back to Missouri, checked out the truck that they loaned me. First, the truck wouldn't even start. Let's get that. It wouldn't even start, okay? It was a 21 and it wouldn't start. I said, oh no, it's already starting. So I told him, I said, truck ain't started. Okay, we sending somebody out there. So they sent somebody out there to jump the truck off. I take it, test drive it. And it's doing the exact same thing that my truck was doing. The ABS, the cruise control, everything. But at least, it was doing it up front. Unlike my truck act like it was a good truck. And then it turned out to be a bogus truck. But so at least the loaner truck just went ahead and came on out. Look, I'm messed up. So I go in lease and I tell them, it's okay, take it to Bay. I think she said 47. And let them see it. So I took it over there and he said, oh, that's interesting. He plugged it up. And he said, that's interesting. I don't know why it's doing it, and it's not even showing me no code. And so I said, and that's when I started telling him about my truck. That's in Georgia. I'm like, my truck doing the same thing all the way in Georgia, and they can't figure it out. So he was like, okay, go park it over there in one of the spaces, and we'll get to it later. I said, cool. So I hit one of my buddies up that also drive for Prime. And I tell him what's going on. And he's like, they got a representative for each dealership at the terminal. I said, what? He's like, yeah. He's like, just call the Freightliner. He showed me how to get to it on the app. And he was like, they usually be sitting in outbound where you be giving your paperwork to when you turning in a loaded trailer. I didn't know that was the dealerships. I didn't know that. So I call up there, talk to the Freightliner guy, and I was telling him what's going on. He said, oh, you Miracle? I was like, yeah, I'm Miracle. He's like, yeah, I remember you because I gave you your paperwork last time for you to head out. I was like, yeah. So he was like, your truck should not be in the shop for 3 weeks. I said, well, they got me in the shop for 3 weeks. He's like, just bring it up here to the terminal because we've been dealing with, that, and we pretty much know what it is. Apparently, a lot of people was having them problems with the Freightliners. So I said, okay, cool. He said, we're going to get you rolling up out of here. I said, cool. So I tell my dispatcher tell me to tell Road Assist. I told Road Assist. Everybody agreed. Everybody. There was not one person that I didn't tell. So I go with Success Leasing, and I tell them, I said, look, I'm returning this truck because they told me to go get my truck from the shop and bring it up here. So you don't want this truck? No, I'm returning it because I need to go get my truck to bring up here. Okay, now this is where stuff get funky. Okay, so they tell me, so I'm already driving. I'm driving home, and I'm halfway home, and I start getting calls. I start getting messages. Don't go home, don't go home. I didn't see the messages until I got home. I'm just being honest. I don't text and drive, so I didn't see the messages till I got home. So I'm at the house, and I'm seeing the messages. Don't go home. Don't go get the truck. They might void the warranty out and the stuff that they already did to it. Then we got to pay you out of pocket. So I said, okay. So I couldn't go get the truck. So we're sitting another week. Now, when I finally was able to get the truck out the shop, they told me I only made $19.25 for breakdown pay. This is where the different energy started coming through. Cause now it's like, oh, y'all playing games with me. So I'm calling and I'm asking why I'm only getting $19.25 if I was down for 3 weeks. Well, it's only because you didn't take the loaner truck. You refused the loaner truck. I wasn't happy about that. That's when stuff started going downhill right then. Because breakdown is breakdown. And your truck is still in the shop. But you telling me you're not going to pay me because I didn't refuse your other messed up truck. Okay. So I said to myself, I said, Miracle, we just gonna move on. Don't get upset. Let it go. I didn't get upset. I let it go. I thought until weeks by. So I didn't make no money because I had to pay off being in the hole. So I grossed that week coming off. I grossed $5,000. I still got the paperwork. I grossed $5,000 to the truck. Guys, I didn't make no money that week because they claimed that I owed them the entire thing. So I let it go. But then my homie, because I'm telling him what's going on, he like, nah, you don't need to let that go. At least get something out of it. So I pressured them. I put some pressure on them. They only gave me $1,000, which technically they still deducted from the expenses and all this other stuff. It was just too much, guys. It was too much. And that's why I didn't want to go with leasing. That's exactly why I didn't want to do leasing. Because now, y'all done put a whole damper of bad taste in my mouth about the whole company. Company, lease, on out, I don't even care. The whole company. And I didn't have that feeling the first time when I was a company driver. Doing this leasing side, it really made me see Prime in a whole nother light. And I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. Then you got my dispatcher telling me, oh, we don't need to press for no more money because they're not going to give us no more money. And then I started feeling like y'all was playing with my money at this point. I guess because y'all was salty or in y'all feelings about the fact that I brought up that y'all owed me some money and y'all had to pay me something. So then they started like sending me little boo-boo loads, started making it forced dispatch when technically you're supposed to be your own boss, which you're really not, because you're just a glorified company driver. I'm just being honest. The expenses and all that stuff that they take out, because I know what you're supposed to be getting, ain't no way you're supposed to gross $6,000, $5,000, and you only take home $2,000. That don't make no sense. But you know, that's another story. Y'all keep doing what y'all doing out there. I won't be a part of it. That's stupid. It's stupid to me. It's very stupid, but y'all go ahead and keep doing that. But it started putting a damper in my mouth, and I had to get out of there. Everything started frustrating me. Other prime drivers calling the company snitching, ratting as if they gonna get more money for being a rat. You're not finna get no money for being a rat, but you go right ahead and keep telling. I didn't even care anymore. Like, folks was telling on me because he got in his little feelings because I got in front of him at the weigh station, because I've been there all day waiting on the weigh station, and he felt like because he pulled up that I was supposed to let him go in front of me. So he got mad, called Prime on me. I could care less, buddy. Not my mom and daddy. Guess what? I'm gonna walk away again. That's what I did. Took them in the truck and their trailer, and I left. But I don't have no hard feelings. I don't, because Prime gave me a shot to learn this trucking game when I was only, I was young. I was like mid-20s. I was young. And they was the only company that wanted to do that. Rail didn't want to hire me. Don't know why, but they didn't want to hire me. And Prime was the only one that did. So I don't have a super bad feeling, a super bad, thing on Prime, because I mean, they did teach me the truck. They allowed me to learn the truck. Let me say that. They allowed me to learn. Gave me money. Gave me good money as a company driver to set myself up in the best way that I possibly could. So, other than that though, I wouldn't go back. I don't plan on going back to Prime. I mean, I recommend people over there to do company, but I wouldn't. No, the lease thing, no. And I feel like it messed up my relationship with my dispatcher, because I started to see things that I didn't see as a company driver. It's like you changed completely, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't like that. I didn't like that at all. So I had to be out. The girl had to be out. But I finally was able to get this video going for y'all. It's been a minute, and I said I was going to talk about what happened while I left again. But until next time, y'all, I'll see you guys later. Stay safe.
Yeah, man, how you doing? You good? I know you like that.